pulled out of the nuclear deal?
Yeah, because it was a bad deal.
What was the deal?
It was a bad nuclear deal.
What was the deal? Well, here's the thing. They weren't about to have nuclear weapons when that deal was signed, and now they are. See how that works? What are we debating?
What happened in New Wars?
What happened where?
The New Wars.
Wait, what?
Says it up on your header.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about no new wars?
Yeah. What New Wars?
Right. Okay, so what's your take? Because you guys said no new
Yeah.
wars.
There are no
You
wars.
said go fight in Ukraine.
There are no wars.
You'd rather have money go to Iran than help out homeless veterans. Remember you guys saying this stuff about Ukraine?
What do you mean? There's no war.
Not yet.
It won't
He already
be.
shot missiles at Iran
It
once.
won't be.
Remember when he unalived Soleimani?
Yeah. And
Right. So what is? I don't understand what your argument is. Are you saying this is good, or just that it hasn't happened
I'm
yet?
just saying there's no new wars. So what's your stance? You're saying there is wars?
Well, there is,
Where?
in fact, a new war. Iran and Israel are fighting. Jammu and Kashmir were fighting.
Well, Pakistan and India were fighting, and
And
Trump
Pakistan,
put an
India.
end to that, and he's going to put an end to the Iranians
No,
real,
he
real
didn't.
quick.
He didn't actually. Pakistan said he had nothing to do
And
with
give
it.
it a couple weeks. No new wars.
Give it a couple weeks. Hold on. Pakistan said he had nothing to do with ending that.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
India said he did.
India did because they're trying to gain favor
Oh,
because he's
so
an
now they're only
authoritarian,
trying to gain
autocratic
favor,
regime.
right? So
What
that
did he
sways
do?
one way, right?
Cool. What did he do?
He got them to come together at the table, sit down, and come up to an agreement.
Where'd you get that from?
Because that's what he did.
Where?
India.
Where?
That's what India said.
What did Trump do? Where's the evidence that he did anything?
He got them to sit down at the table together.
He got them to sit down at the table together?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you getting that from?
That's what India thanked him for.
Do you have a citation?
Yeah, they clearly said thank you.
I don't know if
Donald
you're
Trump
new to I don't know
created
if you're
peace.
new. I don't know if you're new to that conflict, by the way. That conflict's been going on since 1948. At various different points they've gone to war and then stopped.
Well,
Better question, why did it spark a war when Donald Trump was in office? I thought people were supposed to respect him.
they do.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So why is he talking about bombing Iran?
He isn't.
Yes, he. What? That's literally what they're contemplating,
Okay.
per the White House.
And your point?
I thought world leaders respected him.
They do. And that's what he's going to do. He's getting the
Then
job
why
done.
is he talking about bombing Iran?
Because he's getting the job done.
How is he getting the job done? He literally is the sole reason that they're this close to having nuclear weapons.
No, he's not.
Yes, he
No, he's
is.
not.
He pulled out of the nuclear deal.
Yeah, because it was a bad deal.
What was the deal?
It was a bad nuclear deal.
What was the deal? Well, here's the thing. They weren't about to have nuclear weapons when that deal was signed, and now they are. See how that works? So what was even in the deal, do you know?
They already have nuclear weapons.
What was in the deal?
Again, you just don't want to believe it. That he didn't start
What was
any
in the
wars.
deal? Can you address what was in the deal? He already
I don't need
bombed
to, because
Somalia,
all I need
so.
to know is that no new wars. And
Yes,
that's
you
exactly what
do. You
happened.
said
No
that
new
it was a
wars.
bad deal. You said so. My contention is that we had a deal set up. He pulled out of that deal. Iran started weaponizing their uranium, and they're closer now than they were then. They were years away then. He pulled out of the deal, and now they're days away.
Yeah, they gotta do it.
So what was bad about the deal? You don't know. You don't know. Someone told you to say this. This is what propaganda does to people.
It's not
You have no
propaganda.
idea why you believe this. Donald Trump is the sole reason that Iran is about to have a nuclear weapon. There is no if, ands, or buts about it. He pulled out of the Iranian deal. They started weaponizing uranium. They went right back to work. He gave them no reason to not have nukes. He gave them every reason to say fuck it.
Well, at least he's not starting any wars, so he's good.
He already bombed Somalia.
Well, again, going by your header, no new wars. Does Trump start any new wars? No, exactly.
Did he bomb Somalia?
Did he start a war with Somalia? No.
He bombed
Did he
Somalia.
start a war? We're talking about wars.
Aren't you guys against? Hold
Military
on, aren't you guys against
military
neocon? Are you
occupation
guys?
or intervention is different than wars. So did he start a new war? No. So again, your header makes no
So
sense.
it's different than war. So wait. So then, right? So wasn't your guys' contention that Biden was a warmonger? What wars did he start?
I never said that.
Jaden, do you have anything? This
The
guy is
reason
fairly
as to why you
sentient.
voted for Trump, though, was no new wars
That wasn't
over the
why I voted for
Democrats,
him. I
right?
voted for him because of immigration. Had nothing to do with that. What are you talking about?
Okay. So then no new wars is irrelevant then, right?
Yeah, I'm just going off your header, and your header clearly says no new wars. Well,
Yeah,
Trump didn't
because
start
that
any
was a
new wars,
sentiment that
so
was
neither
peddled.
did
That was
Biden, but Trump didn't either. So there you go.
Okay, so that was a sentiment peddled by his supporters, and justification as to why they voted for him was no new wars. But you mentioned the Iranian nuclear deal. Can you tell me just any bit of information about that?
No,
Okay, so why was it bad?
again, because it would have put power back in the hands of Iran.
It actually limited their power by reducing uranium enrichment capacity.
Do you forget to breathe often?
No, you okay?
I was
Are
about to
you?
ask the same thing to you.
Well, your header doesn't make any sense, but okay.
It makes perfect
Donald
sense.
Trump has
You're
advocated
sitting up
for
here
You
talking
would
to
call the
nuclear.
400
peace
people
candidate?
about no new wars when Trump didn't start any new wars. So it should
I
be the
said
end of the
Somalia.
TikTok.
Said Somalia. He's talking about going to war with
or
Iran. He was
or we
talking about
want to
taking over
change the
Greenland,
header.
Panama. He was talking about taking over Greenland, Panama, Canada.
Yeah, again, what new war? Canada's bankrupt, so
Somalia, Iran.
They're not bankrupt.
they are
There's,
bankrupt.
there's a
Trudeau
war now
bankrupt
going
in the
on.
short 9 years. That was going to take 150 years to bankrupt.
How
He
are they
did it in
bankrupt?
9 years.
Can you describe bankruptcy?
Dude, the guy shut the economy down and borrowed $2 trillion. He's
Okay,
absolutely
yo,
disgusted.
can you describe how they're bankrupt?
Let's see. They can't even afford the interest on the principal
What does that mean?
of the interest or the current debt that they owe
We
because
owe
he
more.
decided to shut the economy. Their prime minister decided to shut the
We
economy
owe
down and
more
borrow $2
debt.
trillion,
We owe
and they
more,
can't
though.
even afford the interest on it, which is $40 billion a year.
Neither can we. That's why Moody's downgraded our credit score. Did they downgrade Canada's?
Again, States has a lot more credit than Canada, but go ahead.
But you're saying that they are bankrupt.
Yes.
Just to clarify, really quick.
Uniform Commercial Code bankruptcy provisions. That's what they're
Are you
offering.
just
Just
saying
to clarify,
words?
really quick. Debt across the globe went up through COVID.
Correct, it did.
So what's your argument?
Doesn't know that's not an excuse that Canada can't pay its interest, let alone the principal on its current debt. That's just pathetic. That's no way to run a country.
Debt to
That's
GDP
no way to run a
ratio of the
corporation.
U.S. is
Let's face it, because every country is a
the debt to
corporation.
the debt to GDP ratio was 123% at the close of the fiscal year of
Yeah, that's
2024 in the United
pathetic.
States. It was 110% in Canada. So Canada actually has less debt than we do per GDP or to GDP.
That's pathetic.
So are you.
No, if I was running the corporation, it wouldn't have
The
a
corporation.
deficit.
Oh, really
Right.
quick. I'm gonna look this up really quick. Go ahead, Jaden.
Right here, Canada is not bankrupt. Bankruptcy in a national context typically refers to a country's defaulting on its debt obligations or being unable to meet financial commitments. Canada's economy, while facing challenges, does not meet this threshold based on available data and expert analysis. Canada maintains a strong credit rating with agencies like Moody's, S&P's, and Fitch assisting its AAA or AA plus ratings, indicating low default risk.
Yeah,
The
we
federal
know
debt,
after
excuse me, just a
2008,
second,
that's
just a
the
second, just a
clickbait.
second, just a second, just a second. The federal debt to GDP ratio, a key indicator of fiscal health, was approximately 46.5 in 2024, among the lowest in the G7. While gross debt is projected to rise, Canada's ability to service its debt remains robust due to stable tax revenues and access to global bond markets. I like it when it's quiet.
I just want to point this out. In a Tuesday phone call, India's Modi told Trump that the U.S. did not play a role in de-escalating tensions between India and Pakistan. So you're wrong. Nutcracker, appreciate it. Wells, appreciate it. Thank you. I'll read those out in just a minute.
All right, are we done?
Well, are you
I
going to
guess
change
so.
the header?
Oh.
You should change the topic.
No,
Wouldn't
still
that make
holds.
more sense?
Why?
Because there's no new wars.
We've already been over this.
Yeah, and there aren't. We agreed.
When did we agree to that?
We agreed Donald Trump nor Biden started any new wars.
This is a new
Therefore,
conflict.
we should change the header.
No. How would you word it? No new bombs? Or no new intervention?
No, just
How about Donald Trump as a
what happened?
warmonger? Is that okay?
No. What happened to? What happened to no? What happened to no new wars all around the world, or something? I don't
Okay, well
know.
that's not all that far off.
I know,
Anyways,
but
man,
it adds
you're
context.
honestly, man, you have the
It
personality of
adds
a wet
context, Ed.
cigarette. So I think we're about done here. If you're
It adds
done, we're done.
context.
Not really. I think people can infer what we're referring to here.
Well, at least I won, because
Yeah, people who
there are
win
no new
debates
wars.
don't have to
So
declare that they win. Do you want a trophy too?
yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, fuck off.
Yeah, that was painful.
We got other people in the
That was
box.
painful. All right.